It's been a dark and murky 24 hours on Downing Street. The stuff usually kept behind closed doors spilling into public view, and talk of an imminent plot to replace the Prime Minister coming from Number 10 itself.
Is the Health Secretary a traitor or a faithful Prime Minister?
Late last night, journalists were briefed by those around the Prime Minister that he would fight any attempted coup. And in a high-risk strategy, Wes Streeting was singled out as the prime plotter-in-chief. Denied not once.
Whoever's behind this has been watching far too much Celebrity Traitors.
Or twice.
Irresponsible and unwarranted and categorically untrue.
But in a whole series of pre-planned interviews by the man himself.
The bizarre thing about some juvenile briefing overnight is that it's people in Number 10 who've said the Prime Minister is fighting for his job.
It all made for a deeply awkward Prime Minister's questions.
The Health Secretary said there is a toxic culture in Downing Street that needs to change. He's right, isn't he?
Let me be absolutely clear. Any attack on any member of my cabinet is completely unacceptable.
As for this...
This is a united team and we are delivering together.
Drowned out by derision. It's been no secret around Westminster that plenty of Labour MPs are concerned about Keir Starmer's leadership, but there was no talk of an immediate challenge to that. The most likely crunch point was seen to be after the May elections. So Number 10's efforts to flush out any potential challenges appears to have backfired spectacularly. MPs and aides are texting to say it's evidence of a bunker mentality inside Number 10, that they've become completely paranoid. Even in public, some MPs are just bemused.
I just think this is the pack of dogs fighting in public. It's exactly what our enemies want.
And the side effect is that Wes Streeting's emerged looking even stronger.
Well, I didn't hear every single interview he did, but I thought he was impeccable in the way that he dealt with it. And, you know, so in that sense, if someone was trying to undermine him, that has backfired.
Tonight, a promise the PM would investigate who was briefing against Streeting.
He is going to investigate, and we'll see what happens as a consequence of that. But the reality is he's absolutely clear. This is not in his name. This is not what he wants to see, and he's determined to drive it out.
Hard to believe little more than a year ago, Keir Starmer walked into Downing Street with a massive majority. And now he's trying to clear up crisis after crisis. Romilly Weeks, News at 10.
And Robert joins us now from the set of his Peston programme. Robert, I kind of feel like this government's turned shooting itself in the foot out of a clear, good blue sky for no particular reason into an art form. What do you make of it?
Well, I mean, certainly the Prime Minister was already wounded before, I don't know whether you call it a tragedy or a comedy, but the incidents of the last 24 hours, and he's definitely weaker as a result of the disclosures that members of his close team were briefing, that they saw Wes Streeting, the Health Secretary, as somebody who was going to mount a coup, and also briefing that the Prime Minister would more or less fight till his last breath to remain in Downing Street against a challenge. Now, tonight I've learned that the Prime Minister has had a very short conversation with the Health Secretary, first time they've spoken since all this blew up, and he apologised to Wes Streeting. He didn't go into any more detail. Now, as we've heard from that interview with the chair of the Labour Party, Anna Turley, on my programme, you can watch the whole thing in a few minutes' time, the Prime Minister insists that he did not order or even know about the undermining of Wes Streeting by his close colleagues. I mean, let's be absolutely clear, that's still not a brilliant look for the Prime Minister because it shows that he's not in control of his own Downing Street team. But we also do know that the Prime Minister did authorise and did know about the briefings to many journalists that were there to be a challenge to him, were anyone, Wes Streeting or somebody else, to throw down the gauntlet. Keir Starmer would not go quietly. He would fight to stay on in Downing Street till the bitter end. Now, that in itself is damaging because it shows quite how vulnerable the Prime Minister feels, which, given the size of his majority and the fact that he won that landslide, 15 months ago, is extraordinary, but it damages the confidence of voters and it damages the confidence of creditors, of big investors who lend to the UK, brings the risk, for example, that the interest rate that the government pays, the interest rate that we all pay, will be higher as a result. So, yes, to answer your fundamental question, it is a shot in the foot by the Prime Minister, and one that he will undoubtedly be rueing for weeks and months to come.